Hello, welcome back to Kaiserreich. So, I had a look at the map and I got immensely pessimistic because I saw that there's a single province here, or single region, or whatever you want to call these, single tile in Limousine that is separating us from an encirclement, a total encirclement here. Now, we still have enough armies in there to hold that single tile. However, we don't have enough armies, I think, across the entire line to hold if something happens down here. So, but we also, like, this stuff here is way too far in. Well, actually, we don't even have enough armies to hold here. Yeah, we need to slowly but surely pull down towards the rest of our line here. The way I'm going to do that is by doing this with a slight overlap here and have them try to strategically redeploy a little bit down south. Because we're about to get encircled here. And then after that, we could get encircled here. We're still holding here, and okay, yeah, we have somehow ground the Dutch into the dirt by doing nothing. Which I suppose makes sense considering their army is absurdly large for a country, you know, this size. So we're also sinking a bunch of destroyers. Oh my god, that's a lot of ships, actually. A lot of improved cruisers, that's good. Yeah, we're sinking some ships and damaging others in the harbor. Which is awesome. Sunk Dreadnought. Alone with just 3 light cruisers. So, while things look really bad, and they are, there are many things we can you know, hope for that could save us from. Currently, we were only fucked by the Dutch, really, and they have just lost all steam. Eventually, they're going to wear themselves out on our line here, and they won't be able to recover their manpower. Meanwhile, we should have, yeah, we have some manpower. They don't have a lot, and they're on all adult serve, but they can go to scraping the barrel. And speaking of which, I think we actually need to go to scraping the barrel. It's going to delay our nuclear production quite a bit, but and also I have another plan. We're going to swap out Hans Reidar Holtermann for Carl Johan Eriksson, because that gives us a higher recruitable population. But yeah, I think we're going to go to scraping the barrel, and we're going to try to build up that manpower pool again. If need be, we can go back to all adults serve. Now we need a division to get down in there super fast. That's not good. Dutch are coming. Which means we're leaving this. How are they invading through all this garbage? Let's see. They should be taking significant losses while flying in here, or sorry, while sailing in here. Actually, let's dispatch this destroyer squadron. just rename it quick. We don't really need a any sort of leadership, and we're just going to dispatch what we have here. Actually, no, we should probably actually just add those to the one of these guys, because they can work as a screen, of course. And then let's just dispatch one of these huge fleets and have them, you know, try to annihilate that invasion fleet. We have a U-boat squadron operating in the English Channel, getting completely pummeled, but that's fine, I think. Actually, no, those are new U-boats. I think we're going to send those home. And we're going to send one of these U-boat squadrons, the large ones. Everyone is best suited, this one, because it doesn't have to go through the English Channel. We're going to send them to convoy raid, but we're going to have them exclusively raiding over here. I think they've already landed, like they're going to be in Stavanger before we can really get our fleets in there, but we may as well try. Something is happening. Some Canadian submarines are encountering them. And we've got New Englanders coming to our defense. Nice, very good. They might actually be able to... I mean, they might hold them, but with that low organization, I don't think so. But they might be able to delay them just long enough for us to get everything else mobilized to deal with them. The rest of these guys haven't left yet. There we go. They're of course sailing through the English Channel because infantry movement over the sea, like marines and all that, just doesn't make a lot of sense. Sadly, like you can't manually tell them what routes to take and what areas to ignore, even though they have added an excellent system for allowing you to, you know, tell trade routes what places to avoid. Your infantry divisions will not. Yeah, that's a lot of divisions actually dead. Dead in the water. Oh my god. They seem to only have 2 infantry divisions left over here. It's actually amazing. We are running out of fuel, and our panzer ships haven't even gotten involved yet. Oh boy. Now we're losing this because we left it, but that should be fine. It's not great, it gives them a longer western coastline. But I honestly don't think... I don't want the AI to be focusing too much on this at all. Okay, we're now holding a bit better here. And we are recovering manpower. Alright, we've got a bunch of ships waiting to get involved here. What is the ACR there? Doesn't really tell me. They're trying to run away. Which means we've won this, so we don't actually need to care about that anymore. In which case, I think we should redeploy all these troops. And we should redeploy them to... So we've got them freed up now. So we can probably do the switch that we talked about earlier. Where we send them to down south and then to send the second corps up north. Honestly though, it only has 1 marine, so we might just like switch out some troops in each corps. So actually I'm going to send the first corps and I'm going to send them to try to help in Spain, where they just have nothing on the line. And then I'm going to send the second corps Or send the Marine from the 2nd Corps at least, with a couple of troops, probably from the 1st Corps as well, back to Britain. And then we're going to have those prepare to attack probably Amsterdam, and we're going to try to do the capitulation thing. How long does this take now that we are on? Oh, it's only 1947 still, even though the construction speed should be lower because we are on all or scraping the barrel. What's our free manpower? Yeah, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for eligible core population available 3.32 million. Okay, cool. So once we've lost 3.32 million or whatever it was, then we've completely run out of manpower. So this is weird. I don't know how that happened. But the Dominion of India holds territory up there, and they've made what might be the stupidest naval landing in history. They've landed south of Petrograd, St. Petersburg, with the intent of taking the harbor in Petrograd in order to, you know, get supplies. They could have just taken this one. But yeah, they've landed there, and now they're trying to cross a major river in order to attack Petrograd into a city. Sometimes the AI does not make the brightest decisions. Alright, let's collapse this line a little bit. Get those men further south. We lost a division at sea. Very, very bad. Alright, let's see if we can't do something amazing here. Probably can't, but I do want to try. So what I'm thinking is, we go for an encirclement, because there's a lot of troops here who have kind of overextended. Meanwhile, we need to get these guys way the fuck out of here. You know... Oh, never mind. I was about to say, could you please send those heavy tanks somewhere where they're useful? But it doesn't look like they actually have any tanks. They've just made the brigade. You can tell from the lack of strength. Because they got strength on their infantry brigades, which means that, or infantry divisions, which means that they do have men, but they don't have the equipment for this one, which means no tanks. The heavy tank. And they look to have a full heavy tank division. Dude, imagine if the Pacific states got involved. That'd be a dream come true. I'm going to wait until these guys get in experience level, and then I'm going to send them home. While it pains me to do so, I think we need to abandon this. Simply because a lot of the manpower that is in here in the Iberian Peninsula hasn't been extracted yet, so the Iberians will now start gaining a huge amount of manpower. And also, we kind of need to get ourselves into a better position to just hold a line. And that's not going to happen here. Well, I mean, it might actually happen here in France, because most of the troops seem to be over here, while not a lot are down here. So maybe sending troops down here is the mistake. Honestly, don't know. Okay, this is... I mean, that's a mistake at least. We should just line up over here and see if we can't make something happen there. Because trying to line them down here with strategic redeployment keeps, you know, making them try to go through. Which honestly isn't going to work when you're on strategic redeployment. Because, you know, they don't fight very effectively in that mode. Yeah, we are fighting two different enemies here, so honestly, we should, like, our main concern right now should be to knock out Dutchland, the Netherlands here. Please, please, my friend, at peace. God, I hate this fucking war with these African nations. I'm halfway tempted to just use console commands to piece Hirohito out of the war with these African nations, because he literally cannot fight them. And an AI can't do this, but a player can. Or, like, I'm tempted to use console commands to swap to the German government in exile and then give him military access and then swap back to Norway. Because if I was Germany, obviously, or a player was Germany, we would give him military access so he can take those African nations, peace out, and then get involved in the war against the communards. But of course, the AI can't do that. Yeah, I'm tempted to do that. Because at least that way, you know, the logical conclusion of that, or the war can reach its logical conclusion, be it a defeat or a victory for the Japanese. Right now, it literally cannot reach a conclusion. Which is stupid. But, you know, sometimes silly stuff happens in Hoi4. Okay, yeah, let's pull all these guys out. That's a cool cutoff for that audio line. Alright, let's run all over to Bordeaux. Just get the fuck out of here. And redeploy. You know, I'm going to redeploy everyone. Oh, cool. We actually have an attempted naval invasion in Leeuwarden. I've actually been there. It's an incredibly beautiful city. Or town, or whatever it is. And, you know, what would, you know, how are the Dutch denominations for settlements or, you know, urban areas work. Yeah, Leeuwarden is incredibly beautiful. Defender is winning. They're not invading with a lot. I do think we would do a better job of it, though, with at least a single Marine division, which they aren't even using. We do also have this. We could honestly just, yeah, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send troops over here. I'm gonna pull everyone out and just send everyone over there. But I'm gonna have everyone mass in one place first. And I'm also gonna try to make a little bit more of a risk-free journey here. I mean, it's not gonna be risk-free totally, but it's gonna be less risky than going through the English channel here. I'm gonna send them across, maybe to Hull, and then have them sent to Wilhelmshaven. Oh, we've even landed over here. Yeah, we should be able to take this then. We just need someone who can actually, like, strategize in there. Thank you, Canadian AI. You've actually been very, very, very helpful. The 4th Cavalry Division, Queen's Own, has landed. Yeah, please do let me know if you approve or disapprove of the idea of tag switching to the German government in exile. I'll do this off camera though, but tag switching to the German government in exile, and then giving military access to the Japanese, and then tag switching back to Norway. That basically means is that I'll swap to be playing them for, you know, a couple of seconds, and then send the diplomatic offer. Maybe wait for it to be accepted. Probably don't even have to do that, and then swap to Norway. Okay, so I'm seeing troop redeployment over here, so I think I might actually send... These guys are still raiding over here. That's fine, probably. Because we might still be raiding enemy convoys, or like enemy... we sunk a lot of good ships there. We might still be raiding their, yeah, their troop redeployments. So, like, for example, from over here. So I'm going to send these guys over to raid here. We might be able to shoot down some of these, or sink some of these Dutch convoys. This Dutch, the Dutch focus tree is actually quite wide. I think we're gonna chill it with the port strikes now, because we aren't really seeing a lot of very... Oh, this isn't gonna work anymore. We aren't seeing a lot of very important ships that we're hitting, so I think we're going to send those planes. Either we're going to ground them, or we're gonna send them somewhere else. For now, I'm gonna ground them. I haven't seen much activity here anymore, so I'm going to send these guys home. I'm gonna retry this in Holland, because there's no... there's a level 1 fort, but it's damaged. So that's probably the best place to do a naval invasion. I'll let these guys do whatever they're doing up here. The Dutch should be running out of manpower completely, and should be losing effectiveness of their troops. Hopefully. Oh, this is so disgusting. The way this war has just gone in so many different ways over a short amount of time. It's been very interesting though. And I have enjoyed it. Alright, we got the troops back here now in in Britain. So I'm gonna do something cool, or something radical. Going to collapse everyone under one general. Actually, should have checked which one I want them to be under. Probably Fleischer, honestly, because Ruge only has the planning and logistics, which aren't. Yeah, Fleischer has all that and more. Who's the closest to getting a, let's see, invader, infantry leader? Trying to look at who is the closest here to getting a good trait. Ruge is close to getting some good traits, but yeah, it's probably gonna be Glacier, and then we're actually gonna put our field marshal back on. So I've named this the Norwegian Liberation Army. Basically just had to think of a quick poetic sort of naming thing for it, and I think the idea of a world falling to syndicalism and an army being basically formed out of every single corps to I guess be like a single desperate last stand sounds kind of cool. There you go. So by doing this, we're going to lose a lot of flexibility, but it should be fine because we're not actually going to be operating flexibly anymore. We're going to hedge most of our bets on a single military. Now, while we already did a naval invasion on the exact day of D-Day before, we're now going to do what is basically going to be our D-Day. This is the, like... After most of our, like, allied territories have fallen to the enemy, we're going to make a desperate and hopefully decisive naval invasion, where we coalesce, or coalesce all of our troops, or bring together all of our troops and focus them on a single military operation. In many ways, similar to Operation Overlord. Now, before we do that, we're going to need to. We should do it from. Okay, we were going to land in Holland, right? The fort is fixed, so it doesn't really matter now. We need to find a place with low fort levels, probably Leeuwarden, honestly, or near there, Frisia. So for landing in Frisia, in order to cross the least amount of sea zones possible, and also in order to maintain the ability to just defend Norway if we get invaded, we're going to go back to Norway and set the entire invasion fleet to be, or invasion force to be going from there. I might be saying, you're doing a stupid thing by setting your entire army on that single invasion path, because or invasion plan, because it's going to take a long time to plan it out. And while you are right, we also do need to wait a long time because we need manpower. I'm not going to jump right into the heartland of the enemy and not have reinforcements. Is there a way for us to get No. There's no way for us to get war support. Dude, I love the song. Try to look for someone who is at war, but not in our war. I wanted to send an attaché to see if we could get extra war support from it. It doesn't seem like we can. So the Iberian Peninsula is completely lost. Quite an apocalyptic turn of events. So we are causing significant losses for the Dutch here right now. Oh, that's bad. The Dutch are bombing us in the ocean here, which is going to complicate the naval invasion as well. Oh fuck, we don't even have we don't have the necessary manpower. I'm going to redeploy a bunch of these air wings in order to help take down the Dutch naval bombers over here. Because I was originally going to create new air wings, but we don't actually have the manpower to do so. I'm going to take existing ones and move them over there. Yeah, this should be good. We didn't lose any of our divisions, which is good. Right, well, we are at the end of the episode, so I'm going to go through casualties real quick. Current wars, Canadian Communard War first. And let's... yeah, we can actually see all of them here. So, we've now taken a net loss of 282,000. We have participated, or we have given 9% of the participation in the war, so Canadians have done 20%. Yeah, we've actually done quite a lot. We've done more than the Australians. Even though they did capitulate China, done more than Indians. Plus 1.39 million. More than the Germans, 1.51. There's this list, I lost 3 million. I'm very excited, or not excited, that sounds weird. I'm very interested in what the losses on the Dutch side are. 1 million. It's not insignificant, it's quite a lot, but I kind of had expected more because they are completely out of manpower. They might not have a lot of manpower. Or they might just have an absurd amount in the field right now. They might have something like almost 1 million in the field, which would be kind of insane. I'm going to take us off air production. I'm going to set us to something else. I'm going to set us to construction, because I want to get that nuclear reactor done a bit faster. Which means it is now going to be done still in 1947. Well, next episode, we're going to be naval invading the Dutch heartlands and hopefully trying to capitulate them in order to get all this stuff fixed. If we get them capitulated, we can potentially have a northern frontier. We probably won't though, because the enemy is going to swarm it. But we can potentially, in theory, have a northern frontier. Or we can get this stuff here collapsed down into a single front line, which we can potentially capitulate on, or capitalize on, because the enemy is probably going to have a lot of troops down south here, while they won't have a lot of them over here, but we have troops here that can be redeployed if the AI decides to be smart. Crossing my fingers, but honestly, I have very little faith in that. We can't, I don't think, hold out for the Pacific States. We need to hold out for the Japanese, sorry. Speaking of holding out for the Japanese, the thing I mentioned earlier in the video, should we tag switch to Germany and give them military access so that they can sort out this war and potentially attack the Soviet Union? Let me know what you think about that idea in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to, you can reach me on social media using the links in the description down below: Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and you can support me using Patreon. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.